Hello friends, today we're decorating the living room for Christmas and I just don't think it gets any better than this. Now all I want to tell you before we dive into this is my theme for this year I'm calling Bejeweled Moody Woodland. I think it speaks for itself. Oh wait, hold on, I almost forgot. I got these specifically for this moment. Aren't these just so cute? I was like, oh my goodness, I have to wear them while decorating the living room for Christmas this year. So here we go. I mean, I just think they create the vibe.
So as you could see, I'd already gotten a head start setting up the tree, but I have to tell you, I did something new. I put it on one of my folding tables such that it almost acted like a Christmas tree sized furniture slider. And this was excellent because it made it so easy to pull out for fluffing purposes. So guys, if you have carpet, I highly recommend. Then I started to prepare for the garland. Now if you've seen my first living room makeover video, you would know all about this, but essentially this fireplace, mantle surround, and this wall are fake. And so I was able to thread the wire back behind the mantle and then through this small gap in the wall, and that made securing the garland really, really easy.
Okay, now normally at this point in time, I would go ahead and attach the chicken wire, but because I know that I want these candles in the eventual design, and because I kind of anticipate this garland getting a little big, I'm actually going to put these candlesticks in first and just hope that I get the placement right, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get them in after the fact. Now, these are the candlestick holders that they sell at Hobby Lobby. I initially got them in black, and then today I was looking at it and I was like, I just think black is a little harsh. So I spray painted them just with the lightest hint of brown such that they appear this beautiful off black color that I'm obsessed with. Now, funny story, when I went out to spray paint them, I left them out to dry because why wouldn't you? And then Pittsburgh decided to rain. So I think they turned out fine. They turned out fine. We're saying they turned out fine.
This was something I had never done before, but I wanted the garland to look like it was growing upwards, and so I thought it might be a cool idea to put sticks at the very bottom to help give it that illusion that it literally was growing up from the ground, even though that's, entirely impractical. I will say it took a bit of finagling to get it to sit right, but honestly, you guys, I loved how it turned out in the end. I think because the rest of the garland turned out to be so big and full, having the base be on the smaller end really helped balance it out. Okay, so next I'm excited to share with you, I think what is maybe one of my favorite, just budget Christmas decor hacks. And that is, a lot of people see these really thin garlands and I think they're like, oh, it's just too thin. I just don't see the point of it. But you know what I like to think of these guys as? I like to think of these as buying your picks in bulk, because do you see how each of these are picks that have just been wired together? And you guys, I think there's 7 of these little clumps on this garland,
And it's like not crazy to say each of these could have been $7. So let's see, some quick math here. If you bought each of these 7 picks individually, it could easily cost you around $50, but instead, I paid only about $25 for this whole garland. I mean, I just think using picks like these, it's just, it's like luxury on a budget. Oh my goodness. How already, just by adding this one stem, the tree and the garland look so connected, but I was not done adding picks yet. I have some of these really mini, I think they're cypress picks, and so I'm excited to add these in. Again, they sort of have the berries to them, and they're gonna add that woodland feel, just what I'm going for. These I got from Hobby Lobby last year. They are almost the really sparse version of the Norfolk stem. Y'all know what I'm talking about probably, but I actually really like them because they will hold their shape. And so for this particular garland, I'm actually not gonna use my Norfolk garland or stems because I think it'd be a little too droopy. So I'm excited to use these. And then of course, these, I'm very excited. I only have 5 of them, so I'm gonna put them at the end and make sure to put them in pertinent places. So I think a good way to put it. They look so real. I got them on FactoryDirectCrafts earlier this year, but maybe you can also get them on Amazon. I'll make sure to link them below. You know, normally you wouldn't add a stem like this in Christmas decor or, you know, think to do it first, but I'm actually really excited about it because again, it's like adding that woodland forest. I just went outside and brought in a whole bunch of branches and threw it into place, and oh look, didn't it turn out nice? That's sort of the vibe that I think these are gonna give me. This next section is what I call trust in the process. Instead of continuing to add picks, I actually started to add some branches and sticks. These first ones here that you're seeing are literally ones that I got straight from outside. And as I started adding them in, I was a little unsure about it, but again, trust in the process. And I think as it ended up, I was really happy with it when everything else was in place. This point in time, I was a little unsure about how it was turning out, but you guys, next up I added these raspberries, and I swear everything changed. Cut this last piece up because I think I want some raspberry here, and then I want a little bit more raspberry down towards the bottom. And I don't know about you guys, but I was like feeling a little iffy about this, and then as soon as I added in the raspberries, I was like, oh yes, this is what's making it all come together. Also, my wire cutters are very dull. Used them for many crafts over many years. Oh, okay. so I'm not actually done yet with decorating this garland. I know, you're like, what else could you fathom to add? But I still have a couple things. But before I move on to the tree, which is what I want to do next, I cannot resist but to add these candles in because, you guys, I think it's just going to complete the look. Ooh. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, let's start on the tree. Oh, wait, first, I want to add the tree star. Let me, wait, stay there, stay there. Okay, good, you stayed. Okay, so this is my tree star. Unlike a lot of things, which I think I will be able to link below for you guys, this I did thrift. But here's what I love about this and what I'm going to continue to do with the tree. We've obviously got a lot of woodland going on with the garland and a little bit of woodland going on with the tree as well. But we haven't yet added the bejeweled part of this. And so I have plenty of touches like this that, again, don't add glitter. If you know me, you know I hate glitter, not only from the mess that creates, but I also just don't think that when you add glitter, it actually adds a luxurious look. So I have many things against glitter. Ooh. Very pretty, very pretty. All right, so now it's time for me to light this garland and I think even add some extra lights to the tree. Now I'm being careful to add lights with a dark green wire because then the wire just won't stick out and it'll just, you know, Christmas is not about wires, you guys, it's about other happy things, but let's try to hide wires whenever we can. So I finished lighting the garland, as you can see, but I still have some extra lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the extras here and almost like a little light bridge, I'm going to also add them to this side of the tree. And then I'm also going to take these other lights, which are the same exact ones, and add them to the outside of the tree. That way, these dark sections, which you can see here, are sort of lit from the outside. Because, I mean, as is with all pre-lit trees, there's a lot of light sort of on the inside of the branches, but when you go out to the tips, there's not a lot of light. And so I'm hoping to add some more light out there so that in particular, you know, these ornaments really reflect and catch that light. So more lights, let's do it.
In the end, I added more of have these crystal picks, which I used for my garland last year. I liked them because I felt like they tied back into the tree. And then it was time to finish the room with all those little finishing details.
Gotta take the cottage cheese out of the shot, that'd be bad.